The habitually secretive person does not exercise discretion at all. The discreet person relies on his judgment to decide what he will and will not tell to various people. The habitually secretive person does not use this judgment. He maintains secrecy no matter what he's talking about or to whom he's talking. He feels safer this because for him, any revelation seems dangerous. I read this in a book named Getting Through to People. We humans are a social species, by definition. We are nothing without our peers. We are nothing without language. And we are constantly trying to communicate, both for good and bad things. The idea is to share what we know, but are there things not worth sharing? To what extent is it a good idea to share one's deepest secrets? Are secrets needed to feel safe and not judged? Are secrets the key to connecting with others on a deeper level? Years ago, I used to think that keeping secrets was overrated, and I had a big mouth myself, sharing things not meant to be shared. And I thought being open about everything would help me connect with people. But not everyone should know everything about me. Not because my life is so interesting, but because no one really cares. And most people won't even pay attention to half of the story. So why bother? This realization is one of the reasons I started to become a more discreet person. It was not that deep of realization. About a year ago, I started to change my perspective on this topic, and I realized that sharing secrets with everyone was not the best approach. Instead, I began to be more selective about who I share my secrets with. This shift allowed me to build stronger, more meaningful relationships because I was intentional about my disclosures. The statement from the beginning made me wonder what type of person I am when it comes to secrets in conversation. Of course, there are secrets not worth telling, and I think we all have one or two that will be buried with us. What matters is that in retrospect, I would have considered myself a hybrid between a habitually secretive person and a discreet person. I would hide secrets but prevent them out at the same time. And I mean during awkward silences. Those moments were the worst because I would say things not meant to be said to someone not even close to me. It was weird and hard to manage. Now I manage awkward silences much better since I don't feel the urge to share secrets with everyone. Since I don't feel the urge to share secrets with everyone I meet, I have become more discreet, relying on my judgment to decide whether to share a secret with various people. I choose more intentionally who to share with instead of venting with no limit. I think I have become more conscious when it comes to conversations, but I don't know if I was ever a habitually secretive person because that implies hiding everything and saying as little as possible, no matter the situation. But I have always talked a lot, meaning I used to vent out a lot of secrets just to keep the conversation going, which was not such a great thing to do. And this led me to learn how to let a conversation die if it has to. It is not the end of the world. No one will die for not keeping the conversation going. And I love to talk. It is so fun to have endless conversations that can lead to interesting topics and new ways of seeing life, or even dumb conversations just for the sake of laughing. But again, it is not the end of the world to let it come to an end. I like to share secrets because I trust someone who does it. By being honest and talking about my secrets, not anyone else's, I can convey a sense of transparency. for me, that is a good way to gain someone's trust. Conversation is a weird yet rewarding experience for me. I used to think that a good conversation had to be filled with interesting topics like physics, philosophy, or deep science. But now I understand that even those interesting topics are not superior to a conversation filled with dumb jokes among friends. There is beauty in those conversations as well, and every interaction can be profound and rewarding. Why did I feel the need to have deep conversations all the time? Why do I still find the need to ask deep questions? I used to think that without deep conversations, there was no chance to build meaningful relationships. But I don't think that anymore. I used to define deep conversations as addressing personal problems or trying to solve the meaning of life or deciding one's future. And so conversations without those topics seemed not worth having. But now I understand that it is not black and white. It is more fulfilling to see every conversation as a deep one, no matter the topic. What I find interesting is how someone got to their belief or passion, for instance, or just to laugh out loud with someone without the need to solve any problem whatsoever. This makes any conversation interesting for me because it's not the topic itself, but the events in someone's life that led to that topic or belief. And there will be some things that I find boring. But if I dig a little, I can understand someone better and end up having a meaningful conversation, which is rewarding. There is always something to talk about. And if there is really nothing left, that's okay too. I don't have to have a conversation with everybody, and it is okay to let some conversations die sooner rather than later. And I tend to overthink when there is apparently nothing left to say with someone, leading to the conclusion that there might be something wrong with me. And the problem with this is that it might turn me into not a habitually secretive person, nor a discreet person, but a big mouth person. And no one wants to be seen as a big mouth because it leads to no one trusting you. Being seen as a trusted person has value, and people tend to talk more openly, leading to cool conversations. If I am a big mouth, people will become habitually secretive towards me, which I don't want because then all my conversations will not be deep at all. And when I'm in front of a big mouth person, I will say less, of course, acting as a discreet person. And sometimes there are people I thought I could trust, only to find out they have been venting my stuff out to others. And I have to set boundaries to prevent that, which can be stressful but necessary. And it is not because I care about people knowing my secrets, but because I care about trusting those whom I told my secrets. So if I find out someone is venting them out, I will stop trusting that person and set new boundaries, not overthinking who might know about my secret. It's okay. Secrets are tools to measure those around me, I think. Secrets are not important in content unless it is a crime, of course. But they are bricks that build a bridge of trust between those who know them. And that bridge can be destroyed by one party not keeping the secrets, weakening the bridge until it collapses and the relationship ends. I try to be mindful of this towards those close to me, to be seen as someone who can be trusted. I judge myself not to do what I don't expect others to do to me. How can I expect someone to keep a secret if I don't keep theirs? This allowed me to be strict when I find out someone betrayed me, let's say, because I have to be this strict towards myself. It all comes down to respecting others' boundaries, so I can ask for that in return. In the end, it is worth it to become a discreet person because it allows me to learn how to be trusted and to choose who to trust more consciously, leading to deeper and more meaningful relationships, contrary to being a habitually secretive person who says as little as possible to feel safe but not really connecting with anyone. It is important to trust and be trusted. It feels fulfilling and gives a sense of power because by trusting and sharing secrets, for instance, you give power to the other party to ruin you, knowing they won't use that power. And the key takeaway is not to use the power someone gives you against them. Deep and lasting relationships are made this way. Yo soy Bruno, and I'll see you in the next one.